Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be finally painting some rear control arms that I've been working on off camera. The rear control arms were powder coated, so there was no real way that I can do a really good job of restoring them. So I hit them with the rust reformer, and then I'm going to hit them with the, I got some hammer tone paint supposedly, so we'll see if it works. And then I want to just kind of clean up where the upper control arms are. Might spray in some rubberized undercoating in the wheel wells. Yeah, so that, and maybe I'll take a look at the steering rack today. I don't know, getting a little ambitious. Cool, so let's get started. All right, so people who've watched the after credits on some of the Sleazy's Garage videos will have seen when I was grinding these. I also did paint them with the rust reformer. Maybe I'll splice some of that in. You'll see that this was originally powder coated, so this isn't really going to be a very good long-term restoration on these. With that said, I have this, which I'm looking forward to trying out. This could be a complete disaster, but we will see. I also want to point out that this is actually a terrible day to paint. Alright, so I'm underneath the car. You can obviously tell where we stopped. I like to try to install the upper torque box reinforcement. I bought the ones that clamp onto here, I believe, and then they just go like this. So I might spray this all with brake clean and really hose it down, because I don't know how else I'm going to get this off. Alright, here we go. Forgive the wind noise, but I sprayed all this with brake clean. It looks a lot better. And then we'll spray this and then probably put this away for now. Alright, push battery brake. Alright, so this is after the first round. There's still lots of loose rust and dirt and stuff. Alright, so then I'm going to switch to the wire wheel. I'm going to hit this with the tubular whiz wheel first. Then I'm going to dry it. I'm going to wipe it all off. I'm going to hit it with some prep. And then I'm going to paint it.
I'm just gonna turn the camera back on for the painting because all that stuff is redundant. Cool, see you in a bit.
Alright, again, quick look at this. Alright, and then we're gonna paint it. Alright, so it's all prepped, ready to go. Oh. Take a quick look. This is all rust reformed. I have a lot of faith in this stuff, I gotta tell you. Whatever. It is what it is, right? It's better than it was. You'll see that there are some drips because I did kind of flood fill the cavities with it. Oh God. Pretty good. Not bad. Alright, let's check out this undercoating. Alright, looks pretty good. I mean, not as good as I'd hoped. It's also not that bad. First, the difference. SM95 Fox. Oh, this is obnoxious. Jam nut goes on next. Now I don't really have the clamp for the inside. I promise you that I will get the right one. Wish I had a cheater bar for this. Alright, so here's how I got it loosed. I put the jack underneath it, and then I tapped it a whole bunch of times, and then I jacked it one more time, and the whole thing released. The reason why it's so stuck is because they used, what's that stuff? The epoxy you stick in there. So you could use heat, but I don't want to damage the rest of the rack. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. I hope the other side would line up, but it didn't. C'est la vie. This comes off. This goes on. Okay. Maybe a little bit further. Okay. All this is going on very loosely, obviously, because it's all gonna have to come back apart. Okay, there's that, and I also have to replace these clamps, but that's not gonna happen today. Okay, there we are. Reasonably straight, I suppose. Some of these are starting to flash rust a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I have this, and I'm going to just wipe it down real quick. Alright, so there is the installed. I have the feeling I got the alignment really wrong. But we'll figure that out when the steering wheel's in. One last thing for today. I promised my mom I would do this. She was concerned. Yeah. Alright, I think I might actually replace that quadrant. I'm not entirely happy with it. What did we learn from last time? These are brittle. Super brittle. These are gigantic. Not the right ones. Okay, that's all well and good. This ain't gonna fly. Does kind of fit. Very tightly though. Alright, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to put some paste wax on this. Delicious. Alright, so we'll get this nice and greasy. Next, we will not be using a hammer, like we did last time. So here's what we did. I told you guys the wrong part number. So, my bad. I'm gonna add a comment to that video. So, you can make them work by cutting about 1/4 inch out of it, the little guy, and then paste wax, and then we just crushed it in. But that's what we need. That's the exact width we need, and we're good. So let's reinstall. All right, that's super smooth now. Now, as for this, I notice it's slightly bent. Newer kits come with washers to offset it and line it up perfectly. So I'm gonna hold off on putting this back on, and I'm gonna look at a different model, possibly with a firewall adjuster, and replace it. I'm supposed to get this out. There we go. It's garbage. The reason why I'm going to be reusing these old Motorsport springs is because at some point I am going to redo the rear suspension. So I don't want to spend that much money yet on these things on the rear, but I would like to redo the whole thing at some point. So I'm going to reuse, and I'm going to save some money so I can actually get the swap done. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. That's gonna wrap this one up. Got quite a bit done today, I think. The reason why I'm kind of hustling in the back is that I really want to get the axle installed so I can stop hopping over it to get to my workbench, but also so I can have some space in front of the car for the, we're rapidly approaching snow season here in the almost upstate New York. So I need a place for my snowblower, and that's usually where I park it. Kind of would love to be able to push the car forward a little bit. That's where I'm currently headed. Getting the front suspension on, getting the rear suspension on, getting the brakes set up, and hopefully we can finish the underbody, and then maybe we could start working on the swap. That would be cool. Cool, so appreciate you watching. Thanks, and I will see you next time. Youch!